Hey, Saleel, I don't know if you know, but do you realize you're on a podcast with the guy who created multi-touch attribution?
I am.
Okay.
So that's why I figured that that would really resonate with you
Uh,
guys, and you know it really well,
good,
and your
good.
listeners probably do as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody knows, but yeah, no. For the listeners at least, Rex Briggs is the guy who founded that technology. He did it on behalf of Microsoft, who asked him a question. It's a longer story. I can maybe tell another episode. But and then he eventually brought it to me when I was running the IAB, and we were like, oh my god, if we're going to measure internet going into the future, we got to have a new method because MMM isn't going to do it. How do you think AI shows up in measurement today, Celio? And maybe even maybe if you, to the degree you can, maybe be a little forward leaning about where that works. Like break it down for the listener. Like what should they be looking at? What questions should they be asking? What are they looking for? How does AI really even improve measurement? I'm not sure I totally understand all the applications of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Rex can talk about it even in more depth than I can, but I would say that from a user perspective of and actually, the models we built in house to help us with the measurement, you know, y- there's even the simplest last touch attribution. You have to figure out, how to get the right data and clean it up and then make your attribution based on that. MTA adds the additional complexity, which I don't want to speak when we have the expert here, but really, figuring out which of those channels is getting the right credit and knowing that there's a period of time over which that credit accrues. So how do you allocate the right credit to the right channels and the right touch points in your attribution? But then you go beyond that and you want to measure incrementality of the conversion as well, or whatever action you're measuring through your measurement system. And for that, we have the added complexity that we're dealing with store sales as well as online sales.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, the thinking was that all of our performance marketing is really driving our e-commerce sales, and then things like TV and out of home are driving our store sales. The reality is, search ads have a huge impact on our store sales just because of
Mm-hmm.
our huge footprints of 5,000 stores. Um, and our TV ads have a big impact on our e-commerce sales as well. So you
Mm-hmm.
really cannot
Yeah.
differentiate between those, and your measurements has to take into account the incrementality of all of those media across all of those, those situations, offline and online.